Well, you think about it, every bit of the industry has their own perspective of the industry, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody thinks that everybody else's job is easier, or everybody else has the advantage, or everybody else is making the money. And then you're like, then you get into it, you're like, wait a second, who is making the money? Because there's a lot of money here.
Where does it go?
And nobody seems to be making money.
Yeah.
So where's all the money? And you keep going through the production and you go through all these stages. You're like, nobody's making money. Where's all the money going?
Believe us, we asked ourselves that.
A producer's qualm here.
This is the Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies.
All right, we're here with a special edition of Off the Break Podcast. Here with Brandon Smith, director, Montanan.
And now a good friend.
Yeah, a close friend since this last convention.
That's right.
Things come in threes, and I was like, bearded?
You know what?
We all got some facial hair rocking here.
Yeah.
He's rocking the director hat today, though.
I usually do. I usually wear a hat just because I have no hair.
I did have to flag him down because our parking lot is crazy outside. Yeah. He came in with the director's hat, but also with the shades that he was rocking with. I was like, who is this movie star? Who is this?
Leo.
Yeah, exactly. That's our next guest coming up.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Never met him. Actually, I bumped into him accidentally at a party one time.
Was he cool about it?
No, he was totally cool.
Okay.
I actually was avoiding Quentin Tarantino at the bar and turned around and bumped into Leonardo DiCaprio.
This is why we brought Brandon on. We have a lot of questions here. None of these apply to what we're going to talk about in this interview.
Oh boy, here we go.
Well, how about you just give us a little dive into your history when it comes to the entertainment business and all the things that you're doing when it comes to movie theaters and film production.
Sure. Okay, well, should I give you the short bio? Or
Yeah, give us a quick little rundown so we can start get those synapses firing. Everybody wake up. This is This is one of those good interviews.
Oh, it's so sweet. I get classified the good interviews. Usually it's like, if we've got time. Just kidding. No, I actually always loved movies. I mean, I can go way back. So my mom, and I don't know what kind of a sociopath this makes her, but I never cried as a baby. But when I did cry, for some reason, one time she took me to see Gone with the Wind. It was a reissue of Gone with the Wind. When I was a baby and I'm crying, and she walked me into the theater. I don't know what makes a person think that that's okay. Mm-hmm. They should have crucified her on the spot, but instead, she said I went right to sleep.
Oh.
Crucifying mothers right here on Off the Break Podcast.
We're starting off well. It'll only go up from here.
Talking to theater owners, and they're like, at least he fell asleep. Like, they were like getting ready to...
At least he saw Gone with the Wind.
Her address and phone number in the caption for this episode.
Right. And so apparently, whenever I'd have a crying fit, my mom would take me to the movies, and it would calm me down. She said I slept through the Civil War like 7 times. And ever since then, I'm just comfortable in the movie theater. When I hit a movie theater, my blood pressure drops, my heart rate drops. I just get all ooey gooey, and I just meld into the seat, and I'm happy to be there.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what's going on. I can be the most stressed out person in the world. I hit a movie theater. I'm relaxed. It's my drug.
Yeah.
It's a good drug of choice.
You're speaking to the right audience then.
And so when I got into college, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. They had no film program at my college, but I actually created a screenwriting course because I had a professor who was a screenwriter. Okay. That's as far as I got, and I interned at Steven Spielberg's Survivors of the Shoah.
I saw that on your company's website as well. It was your own personal website. Excuse me. Yeah. And
basically, I was a PA. I'd go and they would interview Holocaust survivors, and it was after Schindler's List. You know, everybody kept telling Steven Spielberg, "Hey, I've got a story too," and so he cataloged all these. And ultimately, he wound up putting them in a repository, huge repository. and they made some documentaries and so forth out of it. But I worked in production and post-production. What was really fun for me, though, was because that was a heavy thing, was being on the Universal backlot when I was 20 years old.
Yeah.
We're running the Amblin golf carts around, and stuff like that. And so that was a lot of fun. And then I stayed in school, and before I graduated, I got a job at New Line Cinema.
Oh, wow.
In post-production. Mm-hmm. Worked on a bunch of movies like Austin Powers, American History X, and so on and so forth. A lot of movies there. I think I worked on 20-something movies while I was there.
Yeah.
A lot of memories from that. And then my school called me. It was just the right time. My wife had a problem with her pregnancy. Her first kid, and it took me 3 hours to get home. Freaked me out. From West Hollywood. We lived out in the San Gabriel Valley. For those of you in Montana,
that's glamorous in Hollywood, no one actually lives there.
No. And so my school had called me about the same time and said, "Hey, we're trying to merge the education of media and the media department for the actual school together.
Yeah.
Could you come in and do that?" And I was like, "Heck yeah! I live 3 minutes from the school."
That's a way better drive.
Yeah. So I did that and helped start their film program. Mm-hmm. That is actually thriving now.
Oh,
it's
that's
huge.
great.
Yeah. Well, last time, 2 years ago, I went to their premiere night, which I think the first one we did was in the school's little black box for the drama department. Mm-hmm. Not even all the student films made it that night. This year, the year I went a couple years ago, it was, I don't know, a couple thousand people in the Warner Hollywood Studio
amazing.
Theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so got invited to do a film for a student that turned out to be a complete disaster, but it was a friend of mine and I who had done our first movie together. It was a guy named Derek Kolstad. He wrote it. I directed it. Mm-hmm. He went on to do little indie movies, like John Wick. And so we
that old thing.
That little tiny film. And anyway, we kind of did our first feature together. And then he and I and this other guy, we were on this other one with a bunch of other people. And it fell apart. I don't think it was really, it was more of a dream than anything else. And it just kind of fell apart. And I remember talking to Derek. He's like, "Well, I write. That's what I do." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm done. I'm getting my master's degree and I'm moving to Montana."
Yeah.
Which is what I did. I got my master's degree and moved to Montana and said, "I'm done with the film industry forever." And then 6 years ago, I got the itch, made a short film, put it in a bunch of festivals. A bunch of people started crying. I said, "You know what? That's right. I forgot. I can do this."
Guess I'm back.
Yeah. So
that has to be the case with filmmaking and just the arts in general, right? There's always just that itch, whether it's you want to do it for your career, whether you want to do it just as passion projects or hobbies. There's always just that itch to just make something,
Oh yeah. You just want to create.
Yeah.
I mean, even in the other jobs I had, you just want to create all the time. I was a product manager, or I made robots.
Right.
And so you just have this innate, I think some people just have that innate desire in them to create something. Mm-hmm.
You mentioned robots, right?
Yes, I did.
Did I hear that right? Explain that part. How did that get into the mix of, just real quick, because...
No, it was funny. Actually, when I was, I had run, this is going to sound so weird, I had run a banking software company.
Oh, okay.
For a few years. And one of my employees had left and he'd gone to work for this company that was doing agricultural robotics. And they needed somebody to come in and set up some corporate stuff for them. And I did all that. And they said, "Yeah, well, we'll start selling as soon as we can get this robot to work." I said, "Do you want me to make it work?" And they said, "You can do that?" And I said, "Yeah." So we built the robot. It was a full-size tractor, electric tractor that you push a button and it would go until plow a field and come back.
Right.
And so I still, last night I was working on a robot at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's Charlie Bucket.
Okay.
It used to be called Bucket Bot because it's really it used to be just a bucket that would follow me around. Mm. Now it's got a steel chassis. He's about 50 pounds. He's got an igloo cooler on him, the whole deal. But yeah, I push a button, he follows me around.
Terrific.
And I was doing some remods on him last night.
Make it go faster.
Just yeah, I was adding lidar.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I think you make a good point. When you want to create, you want to create, and there's just yeah. I haven't directed a film in 2 years. I've only produced in those 2 years, and it's killing me. We had a meeting last night. I'm like, okay, here's the 5 projects we got. Which one are we doing? I need to do one now.
Yeah, can I jump in?
I'm jonesing for a fix, man.
This bucket of mine is going to become sentient here soon. You guys don't give me something to do.
Yes. It'll waste all my enemies. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. I'd give them flowers.
Well, what are some of the movies that you have been producing then the past couple of years?
We did a local Western locally that's coming out in a few theaters October 24th. We're not distributing that.
Okay.
Which I don't know why, but we're not.
Okay.
Hollywood math.
Yes, Hollywood math.
Cody and I just had a Zoom about Hollywood math.
Oh, did you?
Yes, and I'm more confused than when it started.
But then you came here.
Everybody in the Zoom is going to somehow lose money, but that's okay. I think that's how that works.
Well,
it's like, no, it'll be fine. We'll figure it out. We'll take care of it in the back end. I'm like, this.
There's more
we are in
movies.
the back end here, guys.
Yeah.
We're at the end of this.
Yeah. No, it really is fascinating. And the way distribution's changing, it really does change that equation too. The other thing that we've been doing the last year is we've been rebuilding our distribution model. So we make movies.
Yeah.
It's Nova Vento Entertainment. We make movies. We distribute films theatrically.
Okay.
So independent films. And we spent 5 years basically going to people and saying, hey, you've got theatrical rights available. Your film's beautiful. We'll take it. We'll run with it. And like the 2 or 3 times that we just went, ooh, this movie makes sense. Let's pump some decent change into it.
Yeah.
They failed every time because it wasn't a movie we were passionate about. And so what we've been doing the last year is messing with that model, and working with a lot of other companies. Met with a great sales team yesterday, and some PR companies, some marketing companies, fulfillment, printing, everything. Yeah. We could talk about that when you're ready, but I just kept going.
No, you've been great. No, it's nice to hear when any size of a distributor puts passion and puts backing behind productions that they're going to be sending out to theaters, because from our end of things, Clark Film Buying, as well as, just theaters in general, it sometimes can feel a little isolating that the care isn't quite showing up yet on the studio or distributor side of things. So it is nice to see plans being thought of.
Someone's
and
putting
passion.
the effort and they genuinely believe in it. I mean, if you're at one of these majors, like you're distributing Disney, you're distributing Tron and Springsteen and Predator.
Yeah.
You believe in maybe one of those titles as a salesperson or as a marketer.
Right.
Like you can only find one of those 3 that really lights your fire and gets you excited. So if you're choosing every project you do and you're putting that extra effort into it, that seems like something special.
Well, and I think that, and when you're chasing indie tail, the tail of the indie dragon, it's like, it's easy to do because there are thousands of indie films.
Oh yeah.
But there are a handful of really good ones. And so the very first movie we found, the way this whole thing started was there was this movie called Effigy Poison in the City.
Okay.
And it was a German film, and it was beautiful. Just beautifully shot film. And basically they bought this old building in Bremen. I think it's Bremen, in Germany. I think that's the town. And I'm looking at you like you know.
I go Google.
Yeah.
Bremen, yeah, Bremen.
Yeah.
We'll roll with this one.
I'm gonna nod.
Don't you remember, Ken?
We went there during college.
And
Don't Google check.
Yeah. Google.
I don't even know how
check.
I would spell this.
Poor guy.
ChatGPT is all messed up now. Anyway, and so
Is there a city called Bremen?
I believe there is. And anyway, they bought this big house, and then they just remodeled certain parts of the house. It was really old. It was like a 16th or 17th century house, and the film was set in like the early 1800s. And so they just built out different parts of the house for their sets, and then they sold it. So it was beautiful because it was all this period, and it was all just bam, bam, bam. Just worked just right. And I remember watching that movie and talking to the theater owner where the festival is at, which was Becky Dupuis.
Okay.
Yeah. And I said, where's this going to go next? And she said, well, probably some more film festivals. I said, well, will it go into theaters?
Yeah.
And she said, probably not. It's not a strong, mechanism for that to just bam, bam. Mm-hmm. I said, this movie needs to be in a few theaters at least. We got to do something. And she's like, well, if you have a problem with it, do something about it. 'Cause,
why are you looking at me?
Yeah. I said,
that doesn't sound like Becky at all.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Figure it out. And I love Becky.
Yeah.
I do. And she's just an amazing, amazing person. Her, Gary and Becky and Candace and Bruce. And those guys have all been like great. So anyway, we, Eden, my business partner, she's my producer. Mm-hmm. We went and licensed the film from the guy, and COVID hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Came down on us like a big wet sack of,
Oh, we know.
Yeah. Just, And so it hit, and we were able to get it into 5 theaters. But then somebody else was like, wait, you did that. Can you do it for us? And then we had a horror film that we had produced during COVID. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, let's put this in a few theaters. It was a horror film, so it was easy to place.
Sure, yeah.
And then and we just kept going. And we kept learning as we went. And we were producing films and making films. And now the machine is different. We have 2 different types of films we do. We still do those little beautiful films that we find, but we have to sponsor that and go, okay, we don't know how many theaters are going to take this.
Yeah.
Right? But here you go. Then we have the films where people actually have set aside for budget, or the distributor, the secondary distributor, ancillary distributor says, hey, we want to get this in the theaters, so we have budget. And then we're able to bring together a team that is specialized just for that film. So we've been working with multiple, groups of people, marketing, PR, those types of things, and to create that mix. So that if a film comes up and says, hey, we want to go theatrical, we go, okay, but this is what's going to cost, because we have to make sure that it goes out properly to theaters. Mm-hmm.
This is what it costs. This is what it looks like. And limit expectations, but also have room for that upside for you guys.
Yeah, and there are advantages to going theatrical for independent films. It does open up a whole new branch of marketing and revenue for the films. Mm-hmm. So it opens conversations for things like airlines, cruise ships. Which you think, okay, how much money could that be? Well, that could be significant.
And that's what we always talk about here on the podcast, is it legitimizes the film to these entities. If you can play in theater, you can show that it grossed money at a theater, then it's like, oh, well, this is a real thing then. This isn't some hot garbage that we're going to put on our streaming service, whoever it is, whether it's Delta or Carnival or whatever it is. It's there, it's real, and then they're willing to pay real money for it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it just opens up another avenue of opportunity for those films. I
know that you were talking earlier about how much education played a role into your journey with movies, as well as, just working in the industry in general. I'm curious then if you've noticed that those who study film coming out of college and into the industry, is there a lacking in understanding distribution and how movies get dealed to like a distributor or a studio and like the negotiations of that side of thing? Because over here where we are, we have a film major, a film department here, and we see like the talent coming through, but we have noticed that it doesn't talk about that side of things very often. So I'm curious if you were able to have that, or you've been able to teach that before.
Interesting. And I have. But you know what? I don't think it's strictly relegated to education.
Okay.
here's the thing. In college, educators teach what they know, right? They're typically, I'm going to say typically, not filmmakers unless you get to like AFI or something. They're maybe amateur filmmakers, or they made a movie, probably a short for their master's thesis or something along those lines. And, and when they did it, if they did a PhD or an MFA, maybe they might have written a script for their MFA, or they may have done a film for their MFA. But again, just like anything else with a PhD, it's, you know, piled higher and deeper. It's a microcosm of one subject, typically. Film is a lot like that. Film is so, but here's the thing, it's so broad. Like if I was to ask you guys about product development in film, like, yeah. See, you're looking
Ken's
right
like,
there.
don't
David,
ask me.
Yeah, because you don't, because the film industry is segmented. So it's tough to kind of, and I know you're not doing this, but it's kind of tough to blame, which I love to blame educators, because I was one. I was an instructor. I was a full-time professor
Educators
for 9
blame,
years.
yeah. My dad was a college professor himself, so I heard lots of lots of those types of conversations.
What's coming to this world nowadays? Also, it's partially my fault. I told these kids to believe in themselves.
Believe me, I have reaped what I have, or sown, or wait, what does it go? I have reaped what I have sown. Yeah. And in my own life with that, but you know, in the film industry, it's very segmented. You're an exhibition. You don't understand development.
No.
You know, if you're in distribution, you may not understand production. And it's really, really rare to find somebody that knows the whole thing soup to nuts. It's tough to find. And that's okay, because it's a huge industry. You just don't find that very often. I've been lucky, like super, super lucky, that I've worked studio or like major indie or something at that level, like nearly every facet of film. I'm really, really lucky. That's rare.
You worked with Steven Spielberg, man. Like that's
well, okay. But I was an intern for his organization. I think I saw the guy in passing, you know. So
I saw his parking spot a lot.
I did see his parking spot.
There wasn't a car in
it. But I do have a friend who works for him now. That sees him quite a bit. But I'm lucky to have been able to do that, because now, for example, when I interface with filmmakers, and there's, I can say to them, well, what do you want to do with your movie? One of the problems with filmmaking, independent filmmaking, is always independent filmmakers have a tendency to just want to make a film. They never think about, well, who's going to see this film? Where are they going to see this film? What's the revenue possibilities for that outlet? So on and so forth. And they never go through those things because they're not trained to. You know, they're like, well, hopefully you'll get your movie in a film festival. And then, you know, Sony will see it and they'll buy it.
Right.
No, they won't. I'm lucky enough that when I've had this experience, so when I engage with filmmakers early enough, I can say to them, okay, what's your end game? You know, oh, you want this movie to be shown in theaters? Great. That's awesome.
So do we.
Fully support that. Okay, but here's what you need to do. And that does proliferate across segments, though, too. So, like, some filmmakers are really good at raising money. They're good at the hustle. They're good at going. Then they get to distribution, and they think it's still the same thing. They just need to hustle. You cannot hustle your way through distribution. There is no hustling through distribution.
Is that correct, Ken?
We try to get hustled all day long, every day. My inbox is full of hundreds, if not thousands, of films that will never see the light of day. Just because they become one amorphous blob of spam emails like, you should really check this out. And you'll sit and you'll try to take time and watch a trailer, and you spent time watching the trailer and you're like, okay, that looked good. And there's 7 other new films sitting in your inbox, and you have to go through all of those. I mean, we'd have to have somebody full-time just looking at these trailers to try to find that one thing that makes it special for exhibition. Like Brandon's saying, like, that trailer was really beautiful. No one is going to see another film about a druggie in LA that dies in a gutter. Like, that's not going to happen. And us as film buyers, we have to know our audience. Like if there's a horse in it, guess what? Everybody in the office has to watch it. Make sure the horse doesn't die. It's prominently featured.
Yeah. Right, and you've got a rubric, right? There are certain things that you have to look at, and same thing. You know, I think at one point I was watching 400 or 500 movies a year.
Yeah,
and
that's impressive.
And
it's a sickness.
It is, and I have this.
We're in movies, Ken.
I have this horrible thing about me that if this person spent 2 years of their life making it, I'm gonna spend 2 hours of my life watching.
Spend your effort. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I always watch them all the way through, and believe me, that has been hard at times. Really, 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 really hard at times.
Yeah.
But I have my own rubric, and we've kind of developed as a company. And it's like it's got to be cinematic. It's got to look good. All the technical aspects have to be there. It's got to, the cinematography's got to be on point. The audio's got to be on point. The audio mix has to be good.
Yeah.
Like everything has to be good. And then that even includes things like, you're watching the film and all of a sudden, I don't know, it's like a Rolling Stones song comes in the movie and you're like, they didn't get clearance for this.
Absolutely.
I think the film cost $25,000 and licensing on that would have been like $100. So no, they did not get clearance on this. And so I do spend a lot of time with that, but I do always watch them. But I'm lucky when people send me the trailers and I can see that in the trailers right away.
This saves yourself 90 minutes.
It does sometimes, yeah, because right away. It's like, okay, they shot this with a couple of Sony AS3s or something like that, or whatever the camera is, and like some DSLR cameras and they didn't use the right lighting. They didn't use the right. Yeah, okay.
They're still working on it.
Yeah, it could have used a good pass by a real cinematographer. But yeah, I have my own rubric for that, and then that goes through. And if a film comes through and it's like, ooh, okay, well, it's got some marketing star quality potentially, even, or this or this or this. Even sometimes it doesn't have a name in it, but it's just so good. Our biggest mistakes that we've made in distribution are when we threw money at movies that either had fit a perfect genre. We thought, oh no, it's faith-based. Everybody's going to take this.
Right.
And it didn't. Nobody went. Or we said, oh, it's got this person in it. So that'll be easy to lock into their fan base.
Yeah.
Well, only to find out that the said celebrity was not going to give any support to the movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
And you're spending tens of thousands of dollars. Spending tens of thousands of dollars on, just the pre-marketing for this movie, and all of a sudden it's like, no, you can't even get a hold of them. Their publicity won't even do it. It does get, so it's got to tick all the boxes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I talk forever.
No,
Kyle, you weren't expecting this, were you? I was just coming in talk.
No, we love that from our guests.
We're hopeful of this.
I can start sticking to the no.
Perfect. Then we're gonna rattle these off super quick. No, I just. Does it feel very challenging though? Like between juggling both production stuff and distribution stuff at the same time, because you kind of were listing different rubrics for distribution, how they're different from production. So I'm just curious, like, is that juggling of it that challenging?
Half the big studio films every year are made directly by the studios. They have studio interference. The other half are made by outside companies that then auction to the studios.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they have no interference, and then they come to the table like, look what I got.
Yeah.
I always take that as a legendary model. Legendary Productions comes out with 3 or 4 movies a year, and then they put it on the market and said, check this shit out.
Right. I dare you.
I dare you to say it's bad or bid less than Warner Brothers, who always used to buy our movies.
Right. I would love it if we were at that level. It is challenging. It is challenging because you have to be objective. I mean, if you think about it, I have to apply the same rules to our productions that we have to apply to other productions. I think the only time it becomes challenging is when we become a part of a production, like when we're producing a project and like a director goes, no, I don't think we should do that. Okay, listen, I've been in the industry for like 20 plus years, and I've been distributing films for 6 years.
Yeah.
Please take my advice.
Yeah.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. I went to film school for 6 months. Okay, you go ahead and do what you're going to do then.
Good luck. I tried.
But you know what? But here's the thing. It's not about me. It's the fact that I'm surrounded by amazing people. Like everybody who's associated with our company in one way or another, they're all amazing people, and they're not afraid to say no. That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Or listen, I know you really want to do this, but we can't do that right now. Yesterday we had a meeting. We were bringing on this prospective producer, and she's just a ball of energy. She's a wonderful woman. And Eden and I were talking with her, and we threw 5 projects at her. It's like, these are the 5 projects we're looking at, and I've got this one. It's called The Last Drop. I just love. I want to do this movie so bad. And it's this beautiful indie film. It's one of those, you're going to weep, you're going to cry, you're going to smile, you're going to hug your wife when you leave, your kids and all that. And anyway, they were like, we were having the conversation like, that's the one we all want to make. All right, we're doing that next. No, we're not doing that next. Why? Because it doesn't make sense right now.
Yeah.
What we really need to do is do a genre film. We need to get a few genre films out and get this taken care of, get them locked into some marketing places and known distribution channels and so forth, and with some solid backing on it. And then Brandon, you get to play in the sandbox.
Yeah.
And make this beautiful weepy, cryy, everybody feels good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's so interesting how, like, on our side of things and your side of things, it's like the same type of mindset at the end of the day of us being like, we'd love to see all these movies succeed, but sometimes a genre movie or a franchise movie is okay to like just get that win for everyone all around. And then and we would like to see a mixture of like different genres and stuff, because the industry right now is kind of facing that sort of issue. Like, not all genres are created equal through theatrical distribution, but it's also just this double-edged sword of like, but at the same time though, when the franchises hit, like, it's great to have.
We dubbed this, I think it was January, February, the year of franchises, the year of remakes. And it's like, it's okay. Like, it's okay that it's Superman. It's okay that it's Fantastic Four for the 3rd or 4th time.
Oh yeah.
It's okay to run this around. Like,
we have to count that first one.
Sometimes that happens, that we have to get through these so that production companies like yours build their coffers, and then they can go out and take a swing at something.
Yeah. Well, and we, the one I'm really excited about right now. Can I talk about that really quick?
Of course you can. Yeah.
Spill the beans.
So, Joe Borden, which I think he's been on your podcast.
Yeah, he was our first guest.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh man,
He was great.
That's hard to follow up.
My side's still hurt. I'm still getting Joe in my algorithm with his podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good podcast.
He was interviewing somebody at the Bozeman skating rink, and the clip I got was about how one of the guys at the Ice Hockey Foundation, his dad invented fruit roll-ups, and I was enthralled for the 3-minute clip.
Oh, I know.
It was like
the dude locks you in, and you're like, okay, I'm along for the ride. I don't even know what's going to happen, but I'm along. Let's just go.
I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah. Gosh. No, but Joe, who was a producer on Somewhere in Montana, was the last movie I directed. He did just a fantastic job as a producer on Somewhere in Montana. Fantastic guy. He and his wife Michelle. And anyway, he wrote this movie, and I don't want to say too much about it because I don't want to like give away plot points and stuff.
Sure.
But it's hilarious. And when I say hilarious, it's good, and it's a comedy. And I'm happy to see the comedy rise to the top again.
It's starting to get there, right?
It is coming back. You're starting to see more theatritrical comedic films.
We're very hopeful for next weekend for Lionsgate's Good Fortune coming out.
Yeah.
Like, it's a straightforward comedy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need it to be reasonably successful so that somebody sees it and makes another one.
Wait, one's the one with who's in that?
Keanu and Aziz and Seth Rogen.
Yeah. Because it's the angel.
Yes.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I didn't realize I had my sunglasses on. I look so bougie. Okay. Yeah. And then there's the one. So Alan Richson There's the other one with Alan Richardson and
Kevin James, which is going to Prime Video.
Yeah,
Is
that's
going
on
to Prime
streaming.
Video? Is it going to Prime Video? That should go theatrical.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I've had like 4 different calls about it. Like, this
You
trailer
gotta
looks
be
great,
kidding
and it's
me.
going to Prime only.
We tried to get Alan Richardson for this movie we're doing. It's called 2X.
Yeah.
This movie that Joe wrote.
Oh,
and
you
directed.
mentioned that to me at Rocky Mountain.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but we've got a team of producers on that one. We've had some people show some interest in that recently. That's like, oh yeah, this could be a studio play all of a sudden. So I have to be quiet about it, but I don't want to be. But it was written by Joe Borden. So if you guys have sat in this room with Joe Borden, you know it's going to be funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
You let that guy loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
That's great.
It's good, and it's got heart too.
Yeah.
It's got heart, and it's so I'm excited about that because I love comedies. Comedies are probably my favorite genre of film overall. Like, I'll sit down and watch a comedy before anything else.
I think if you ask a lot of people, like, that's the thing that got them excited about movies. Name your favorite movie. It's something with a substantial comedic element to it.
Yeah.
I think most people, especially the generation above me, like, go to the Animal Houses of the world.
Yeah.
Like, they fall into that category. Like, I just love that movie. And it's like, okay, like, that's a thing. Like, it exists. There's still people that want these films, but
Totally. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Caddyshack, Animal House, all those, all the movies they made when they were on cocaine in the 80s. Yeah. All hilarious.
Yeah.
And I love all of them. Absolutely.
It was so strange to kind of see comedy dip in real time. Like, I remember 2017 or 2018 where all of a sudden the comedy genre just got less and less appeal after a while. Like, I remember the last big one being Girls Trip. And then once theaters were starting to open up years later, I went to see like the Bob's Burgers movie or something, and it felt like audiences were remembering that they can laugh with each other at the same
They're
time.
afraid to laugh.
Yeah, and it was for Bob's Burgers.
I feel like maybe it was just like we summed at such a high peak. Like, you
Yeah.
couldn't get back to that. Like, once the Apatow stuff came in, and it was like the rat-a-tat-tat jokes and the Hangover and all of Todd Phillips's things. Like, once it got so funny, like, everybody's like, I can't beat that, so I'm not going to make that.
Yeah.
And they got to the point where it's like, then there weren't any in production.
Yeah.
This is funny. The Naked Gun movie, not the original one.
Yes.
Not the new one. I actually haven't seen the new one. But the original one, I remember I loved that TV show. I have it on DVD. I have Police Squad on DVD.
Yeah.
Like the original Naked Gun.
Amazing.
Yeah. And I've watched it recently. But I remember when the movie came out, I was dating this girl, and she was from like a rival high school, and she got invited to go to the movies with the popular kids at her school, and I'm like, we're gonna go see the Naked Gun? Heck yeah! So I went to this. I laughed like an idiot the whole time. She was so embarrassed.
A little too loud compared to...
I think that was the beginning of the end, because I was just like, this is awesome. And I was laughing so hard. I looked like a complete idiot. And I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care at all.
Memorable theater experience, though.
Oh,
It's healthy to have those.
Yeah.
Awkward or otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've had some good ones. But yeah, I love the comedies. I think second would be probably sci-fi fantasy. Definitely. I mean, like, how do you not love Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
I mean, good Lord. I mean, I think Tolkien would have hated him because he's such a purist. But I get that.
But even like Lord of the Rings purists are like, but these movies rule. It's fine.
Oh no, dude, I'm not afraid. When the movie started and I saw the Shire, I wept like a baby.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh,
It's
I'm
happening.
there. It's really here.
He did it.
Yeah.
The bastard pulled it off.
Yes.
And before that,
You
it
got
was
9
what?
hours of film left, and you're like, son of a bitch did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before that, for Lord of the Rings, it was what? That Hobbit animated
Oh,
movie
yeah.
that was there. That's all you had. So
Yeah.
to get what we got now is Awesome.
But what's interesting is though, if you go back and look at the look of those animated films, you see how much of the look of the Lord of the Rings that Peter Jackson took the look of from those films, the Basque films.
okay.
Oh no, he lived those. Like
Yeah.
he was had that on repeat the whole time.
Yeah,
This was
Never
amazing.
thought about that.
One of my last tasks at New Line Cinema was actually I was researching visual effects companies for the Lord of the Rings movies. And that had to have been before Peter Jackson came on, because as soon as Peter Jackson came on, it was Weta.
yeah.
Right away.
Yeah.
I have my own.
Yeah, yeah. So it had to have been that. It may have even only been 2 movies at that time. It may have been.
Like they only were gonna do it into 2 movies and not 3.
It
Okay,
wasn't gonna be
gotcha.
3. I think. I could be wrong.
Weird.
This was a long time ago.
The Hobbit
and I
had
was
the
very
same
young.
arc. Same thing happened to The Hobbit, right? It was 2 movies.
But it was the
and then-
opposite with the Hobbit.
Well, yeah.
It was one book that went into
4.
5 million. Yeah,
Right.
Which I don't want to fault those, because my buddy Graham McTavish was, one of the dwarves.
Yeah.
Oh, way cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dwalin, I think is what it was. Yeah, he had great stories. Man, that guy can tell a story.
That's
When we
awesome.
were shooting somewhere in Montana, we would on the weekends we'd all hang out together, which was awesome, because you don't always do that on set. Usually,
Right. They don't want the actors don't want anything to do with producers and directors. They want their
nobody
time.
wants anything to do with anybody at the end of a shoot day.
Is it just because it's so tiring, like the whole procedure of it? Yeah.
It just wears on you. But I think between Joe and Eden and myself, we always try to create an atmosphere of like, hey, this is supposed to be fun. We could be out digging ditches right now.
Yeah.
Can we just have a good time? We're
Yeah.
making a movie.
Right, right.
So anyway, we'd all hang out on the weekends, and Graham would tell us stories. And I'm not going to repeat any of them because they're his stories, not mine. But man, the guy's an amazing storyteller.
Yeah.
And just some of the cool stuff you talk about, like The Hobbit or anything else, it's just amazing to listen to that guy tell a story.
Probably helps with being an actor or any sort of creative in the industry. You gotta make a story or anything just sound like the best time to
And the
listen
accent
to.
just kills it.
Oh, yeah. His
That helps.
accent.
There's
That
a lot
helps
of
as well.
there's a lot of things rolling in here that make for a good story.
Yeah. He could sit down. I remember him like on set. He picked up a book and started reading it. All of a sudden, there were 5 people going,
See,
because he just
instruction manual for the
yeah,
camera.
His voice was so just resonant, and he's just such a good actor. He's
Yeah.
so much presence, and amazing. Yeah, we were lucky on that movie. So many good people. All our young actors worked their butts off. Like we got delayed a year.
Yeah.
Because of Graham's schedule. So all of my actors spent a year like just memorizing, training everything they could. The other guy who was the young lead actor, he got a food coach and lost 20 pounds and like I don't know, it was crazy. But then we had Michelle Hurd, who's been on a ton of stuff, and she's one of the sweetest people you'll ever meet in your entire life. Love her and her husband, Garrett, who's a great guy, and then Kate and John and just all these people over and over again. I mean, we had so many good people on that movie. It was just fun.
Yeah.
All the time. There were very few stressful moments on that movie.
That has to be such a relief. Like if you just notice that right away, like, okay, things are going to be fine. Like, because if you don't have the right people to do something like this, then it's just going to be stressful.
Can't imagine
right?
walking onto like a job, that's a 6-week shoot, an 8-week shoot, and then you have like a bad feeling when you start, because that's got to be the worst. You're in for it for the next 2 months. I'm sure you have. You're like, somebody throws out a little bit of attitude, and you're like, son of a bitch, this is gonna be a long 2 months.
And why? Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand why people have to be that way. It
really
just doesn't
though.
make sense to me. And there's no point to it.
Yeah.
You're all there for the same reason, to make something. And people, I think also when you're working on a film, in production on a film, I think one of the most important things for a director to do is take a CEO position of, listen, this is a collaborative thing. If we didn't need other people, we wouldn't hire other people. So why are you acting like you're way more important than they are? Every single person on the set is important. So I honestly, when the movie's done, I don't care, pick your random person on the crew. I want them to be able to tell their parents, that's my movie.
Yeah.
Or their friends, that's my movie. Not I worked on that movie. That's my movie.
Yeah.
Because that movie would not have existed in that way without them.
Yeah, just be proud of it and feel like there's ownership, even if it's not necessarily yours. Like you were still a part of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because believe me, I've worked on plenty of films where I've walked away with, that's not my movie.
I don't care who's on it.
Got it.
Please don't associate my name with that movie. So, yeah, change my credit. Actually, there are a couple movies, because my name's so generic, that they, on IMDb, it's not even associated with me. Like, they just created another Brandon Smith randomly.
Right.
I'm like, that's perfectly fine.
That's great.
I don't need to be associated with that movie.
Sure. Again, your phone fell down.
That's all right.
And scared the dog.
Yeah, of course. That's what it's good for.
He's awake now.
More questions. What other questions you have? Hit me.
Well, I mean,
I'm an open book.
We, on our last episode, we're just talking about Rocky Mountain, the great time that we're having. We, met you through there as well. Do you go to these types of conventions very often, or did you want to talk about like your experiences with that, or?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. First of all, I love Rocky Mountain NATO. Or I guess it's Cinema United now. Is it NATO Cinema United?
Cinema United.
Theater owners or
apostrophe.
No, I
very careful.
I think it's Cinema United now. NATO's gone. This is now just going to be called Rocky Mountain, I think.
I love the Rocky Mountain event.
Of course.
No, I do. I love the people there. You know, it's one of these things. I don't think people outside the industry understand that these are relationships that these people have had for decades. It's not like they get together and they meet people that like, oh yeah. No, like their parents were hanging out with each other.
Oh yeah.
Their grandkids are going to be hanging out with each other. And it's a whole thing.
Very much so. Like I've been in the industry now 8 years, and it's weird. It's wild to walk into a room with 100 people and to know 80 of them.
Yeah.
Like, you, never in your life does that happen.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a CEO and you walk into a meeting, you know, like 4 people.
Yeah.
And, like, the company's meeting today, and you're like, I don't know any of these people. Like, walk in a room, and I can go up and shake hands with almost every single one of these people.
Yeah.
Or they're standing next to somebody that I know, and they'll introduce me to that person. It's really a crazy, like, tight-knit community.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was at the Las Cruces Film Festival, which was at one of the key Allen theaters.
Okay.
And I was there this year, and I walk in, and Russell's there, and he's like, "Hey, Brandon," and we start talking. Right, I was like, "Hey, we're eating upstairs. You want to come upstairs?" There's like 1,000 people in the lobby. I was like, "Come on upstairs, eat." I'm like, "Yeah, heck yeah," because
giant family gathering.
yeah, because if you're either a part of that group or you're not.
Yeah,
and it really is, and you have to respect that. It is not just, hey, here's a business thing. It's not. It's so much more than that to those people. This is part of their legacy. It's part of their families. It's part of who they are.
Yeah.
And you have to respect that. And I don't think people always understand that.
Yeah. It's kind of challenging on our side of things to see that in real time as well. Like we try to hope that these types of conventions, pull people from LA and just be able to see the other side of things and like why they're distributing these movies, who they're distributing them to, what our audiences as well as theater owners themselves looking for in movies. And
then we go to the big events, we go to CinemaCon, and then they're very much like placated to.
Yes.
It's like this is the exciting thing we have coming out, and it's like, what does that mean for our percentage of film rental?
Right.
How many weeks do I have to play this? And and it's Brad Pitt on stage, he's like, he doesn't care for any of that.
No, he doesn't.
He's there to shake hands, and because it's part of his contract for this movie.
Yeah.
Because they knew when the release date was before he signed it.
Yeah. And as a film buyer, you're sitting in the audience going, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?"
Yeah.
Yeah, totally get it. And it's inspiring, but at the same time, it's like, almost crushing, because you realize how big these productions are and how big, it's and it's right. I love the smaller meets rather than CinemaCon, because CinemaCon for me, it's a grind. Like, I'm setting appointments, I'm meeting with everybody I can. It's just person after person after person. I'm in a bar. I'm not in a bar to drink.
yeah.
I'm in a bar who am I sitting next to? What's the name on their name
to
tag?
do some actual work.
I gotta talk to that person, or they're gonna get me in touch with that person.
We do 40 meetings in 4 days when we go.
Yeah.
And we give everybody an hour, and we have to cut off whoever it is, because it's like, I got another one of these, and they're usually in the same boat too. I've got to go also.
Yeah. We started going to the parties.
Yeah.
Where they just invite like 100 people, and then you just mill around and talk to as many people as you can. But I don't even get to have a drink until the very last night.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I remember getting in that, they had that F1 simulator
Yeah.
on the strip there, outside of Caesars.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get the F1. No, I gotta get a drink first. Like, I finally get a drink. It's been 4 days. I finally get to have, I get to relax. And so.
Yeah, after a lot of stipulation, maybe the simulator is not gonna help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean there.
And then I did do it in that order, and I am no Max Verstappen. Let's put it that way. If you know your F1. So I'm not even a Lance Stroll. But yeah, I love the small events. I love the big events too, just for what they are. I do. I love going to them. It's a blast. But,
Sure. Yeah.
But in the small events, you actually get to know the people.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
Yeah.
Like at CinemaCon, if we're not doing meetings, I'm not in sessions. I'm at the break areas just chatting with people. Because even if it's not business, it's just, hey, that could be a cool somebody I get to know. And
yeah,
I might know them for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So, and I will say this, I don't care how big we ever get as a company, I will still go to Rocky Mountain NATO every year. I will.
We love hearing that.
I will, because I just think it's a great group of people. I don't, let's say this movie picks up and we get this huge budget and we get a big distribution out of it. I'm gonna go to Rocky Mountain. I'm gonna beg them to let us show at Rocky Mountain NATO. That's I love that group of people.
Yeah. Well, it's just nice to hear that from your position of things that you are so curious about that perspective of things of the industry, especially for like the theater owner side of things. Like I think that that's noteworthy.
Well, you think about it, every bit of the industry has their own perspective of the industry, right? And everybody thinks that everybody else's job is easier, or everybody else has the advantage, or everybody else is making the money. And then then you get into it, you're like, wait a second, who is making the money? There's a lot of money here.
Where does it go?
And nobody seems to be making money.
Yeah.
So where's all the money? And you keep going through the production and you go through all these stages. You're like, nobody's making money. Where's all the money going?
Believe us, we asked ourselves that.
A producer's qualm here.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So, but but the thing is, I love the industry. I love movies.
Yeah.
I see it as like this huge privilege that I get to go to Rocky Mountain NATO, because more movies, more exposure to it. More, again, it's still me being that little kid going into a movie theater, and I just, here I am. This is my happy.
Yeah, and from our side of it too, like, we're very much glorified accountants. We're making bookings, we're checking on film rental payments, we're reconfirming bookings, we're checking show times, but we get to do it with movies. We could be doing it with tractor trailers traveling from Kansas City to St. Louis. Like, it just as easily. You could be like, yep, truck made it. Yeah. It could be that. Or it could be like, we're opening Roof Man on Friday. That's cool. Get excited about that.
Right. Looks like a good one.
And I think
should do well.
The other thing that's fun about the industry is, I think as humans, we yearn for connection. And so when you have something that's as big as film, it's something that ties people together. So when I have a story about somebody like Jackie Chan, people are like, I know who Jackie Chan is.
Right.
I want to hear that story.
Yeah.
Because I like Jackie Chan. And you have to like Jackie Chan.
Of course.
He's a great guy.
He's the man.
He is. And so I think that's a big part of it, is that it has such a huge exposure that it makes those connections for people.
Yeah. I think people are relearning that when it comes to not just movie theaters, but a big part of it is movie theaters, but just everywhere else in everyday life. Like, just relearning like connections, even by strangers, even for a little bit, whether it's like sports or just movies. Like, it's okay to like do that, be out in public and experience that together. I think people are relearning that, especially with movie theaters.
Yeah. We're communal animals. We want to be with other people.
Yeah.
Why do they have concerts anymore? I went to my daughter took me to the Beach Boys concert in Missoula the other night.
Oh, nice.
Okay, it was Mike Love, his son, and Kurt. What's the guy's name? Kurt. Shoot, I can't remember.
Oh, I don't remember.
Wrong audience.
Yeah.
I know a few Beach Boys. I don't.
Yeah, I know. Not me either. It's definitely not my generation. You know, like Mike Love's some like 80-something years old. I don't know. And but why did everybody go to a concert? I've got all of their CDs on.
You can pull them out of the air and push play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're communal creatures. We want to experience those things together.
Yeah.
Movies, same thing. We want to experience those things together because we're communal creatures, and that shared experience adds to us.
Definitely.
Unless you're the most introverted introvert in the world, and then you still want to go to the movies, but
Yeah.
you know,
Even by yourself, if you want, like that's fine. No one's judging.
Kyle's pretending like he doesn't go to 3/4 of the movies by himself.
I'm just
Not
saying,
my
if
choice.
anyone else does that, not me. But
if anybody wants to go to the movies with Kyle, write to us here at.
there's an email address we'll put down below. Well, I think that's the perfect time for us to wrap up. How about just one last question? What was the last movie in theaters that you think you went to?
Oh, geez, last week. Well, the last. That's kind of a trick question because I went to Rocky Mountain NATO. We saw Roofman and Soul on Fire.
It was in a theater. It counts.
Yeah.
So both of which I liked.
Yeah.
Let me see. What was the last movie I went and paid for? I go to so many movies. I can't even. Oh my gosh, this is so funny. You
I
caught
just
me off
think
guard.
I'd push
It's
you on
like-
the spot too much. I'm so
no,
sorry.
No, it's funny because it's one of those questions like, what's the last book you've read?
Yeah.
Right. I've read. Let me see. I've probably read about 60 books this year, and like I cannot name a single one of them right now. Right.
Honestly, in my head, I'm trying to think of the last movie in theaters that I saw as well. Like I go to a lot, but even I'm like, well, what came out last week?
I saw 45% of Demon Slayer. It was great. Or whatever Cody wants me to say.
Right. Well, that's another thing too. Is like I have watched a bunch of indie films. You know, I've seen a bunch of like indies that are like, oh yeah, and then you kind of lose track when you see so many movies. You lose track of like what you've seen in theaters, what you've seen online, what was sent to you, all that. And so I was talking to somebody like, well, about this movie, and I'm like, yeah, blah 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 blah, and they're like, what are you talking about? I'm
Right.
like, you know, the movie with Jason Biggs that.
That came out, right?
Oh wait, that hasn't come out yet. It's like
There's
you
a serial killer and wears people's
yeah,
skin.
you have to like a passcode to see it. I forgot. Yeah.
That question is especially harder when we're so deep in things as we are compared to just a general audience that's like, I don't know, the Mario Brothers movie. Like, that was
Right.
easy.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. No, it
We're
is-
dedicated, but we're very forgetful.
It is tough because I even think about, I'm like, okay, well, what's the last great movie you saw in the movie theater? I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't remember. I can't separate them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will say this, the things that give me hope is, one, I love the surveys coming out that says Gen A is theater oriented. They want to see movies in theaters
Yeah, that surprised me.
more than any previous generation. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
And so and that we're getting more than just tent poles, you know,
Yeah.
and cast offs in the theaters now.
Right.
You know, the studios are starting. You know, Warner Brothers had a great year with some mid-tier budget films.
The different genres, different types of things. They all were good.
Yep.
We spent the end of March talking about how they were calling for the two heads of Warner Brothers.
Oh yeah.
They're like,
I know.
they're done. They're out of this. So they
Yeah.
could name their price with any of the majors now.
DeLuca, my old boss.
Oh,
Mike
really?
DeLuca was my old boss.
Okay.
Oh,
he
is
was
that
my
right?
boss's boss. But,
Yeah.
But yeah, he made a promise to me one time, and he probably does not remember this, but it was at the New Line summer party in Malibu. And Also Motley was a band that played there. But anyway, he made the comment to me, almost backhanded. If you ever make a movie, Brandon, sure, I'll watch it. And I don't know that he's watched any of my movies yet. So Mike DeLuca, if you're watching this, go see somewhere in Montana.
Any of our WB friends, pass it up the chain.
Yeah.
Pass it up the chain. Mike owes me a viewing. I'll bring it. I'll bring
got it on
DCP down.
recording.
I'll hang out with him. We'll watch the movie.
Love it. And who knows? Maybe that'll work out.
Yeah. Well, you never know what happens. But
Yeah, true.
But you know, I'm lucky that I have a lot of people around me who are very supportive, and it's kind of weird when I do things because it's not Brandon, it's a team around Brandon, which I'm very lucky for. So it's not really like Nova Vento is not Brandon. Nova Vento is Nova Vento, and a lot of people can contribute to Nova Vento.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's just amazing, absolutely amazing what people put into it for us, and I'm thankful for every single one of them.
Yeah. Well, we're thankful that you were able to take the time to come onto our podcast. Thank you very much.
Make the drive. No snow today, so it was excellent.
Yeah. Just beat it.
I will get home alive.
We like
Fingers
hearing that from our
crossed, knock on
guests.
I'm not even. I don't
Whatever
even-
you got to do. That was
don't
a
even-
bold statement during hunting season. You got to wear your blaze orange in the driver's seat.
Yeah, as I'm going down the 90 freeway. I know. Good Lord.
Oh, thanks for being on, Brandon.
Thank you, guys.
Hope you guys
Yeah,
enjoyed
appreciate
this
you guys.
special interview episode, and we'll hopefully have some more lined up before the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.